Welcome to Middle School Math Made Easy, Simple Visual Math. Today we're going to continue with middle school math, and we are going to be working on probability. Actually, I'm going to start with this example. Okay, so a simple thing, one of the most common problems you're going to see with probability is flipping a coin. So if you flip a coin, what is the probability of getting tails? Probability can be very complicated for some students, which is why I included these visuals here and the step-by-step guides to help you to write the probability as a fraction or ratio. And if you think this is helpful for you or for your students, if you're a teacher or homeschooling guardian, then you can get more worksheets on different math topics, including this one, on Amazon or Teacher Pay Teacher. All the links are below. Follow me on Pinterest. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to get more videos like this. So let's jump right in. What is the probability of getting tails? So I put a picture here to show you when you flip a coin, or the two possible outcomes, the two possible things you may get. It might land on T for tails, or it might land on H for heads. Those are the only two possibilities here. So what we're going to do when we find the probability of getting tails is we're going to write it as a fraction or ratio, and we're going to have some number on the top and some number on the bottom. What are we going to put here? Well, I wrote it here in the notes. If you're not sure, the number of times the tails appears, and we can just look at the picture here. We see there's one tails, or if you know that if you flip a coin there's only one tail, so we put 1 here. And then the total number of possible things that could come out when we flip a coin, that is what we put here. So the bottom is going to be the total number of possible outcomes, and if we look here, we see it's either we're going to get a T, tails, or we're going to get H, heads. So it's 1, 2. So the probability of getting a tails would be 1/2. So let's do another example with probability using the same type of setup where we're going to do the number of times on the top and the total on the bottom, but there are different situations we might encounter. So let's say we are spinning a spinner. So before I go over this example, please remember to click on the links below on Amazon or Teacher Pay Teacher to get more worksheets like this. The worksheets that I've created, they have visuals and supports for your students to help you to become independent and confident with the math skills. A spinner is divided into 4 equal sections as shown. And we can see 1, 2, 3, 4. What is the probability that the arrow will stop on blue on the next spin? So we want the probability of blue, and this is how we write probability of blue. You might not always see the words, what is the probability that the arrow will stop on blue, but if they just write P parentheses blue, that is saying what is the probability that it will land on blue. And what we're going to do is we're going to set up our ratio or fraction here, and we're going to put some number on the top and some number on the bottom. And what are we going to put on the top? The number of blue sections. And we see here with our eyes there is 1 blue section. And we're not always going to put the number 1 on top. It happens to be that this example and the previous example, there were only 1 of them. You just have to see how many blue sections, and here there is 1 blue section. And then the total number of sections here on the bottom, so 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 sections. So the probability that the arrow will stop on blue on the next spin is 1/4, or 1 to 4. And we can also represent this as a decimal or a percent. You might also see the probability represented as a percent or decimal. And I have a video on how to convert from a fraction to a decimal and then decimal to a percent. You can watch that video if you need help with how to convert from a fraction to a decimal to a percent. Let's do another example. And I'm just thinking I'll probably do a different type of example. Let's do a little bit differently. You might not always see something as simple as this one that we did previously. So a cube labeled 1 to 6, it's shown here, is rolled. What is the probability of rolling a 2, 3, or 4? So please notice the difference when it says the word or and something with just a simple event like what we're doing here. It just means we're going to add everything up and then put the number here, and we're still going to put the total here. If it says the word, what is the probability of rolling a 2 and rolling a 4, or and flipping a coin and landing on tails, something with the word and, usually that means we need to do multiply, and I will do some problems like that in a different video. So here we will need to find the probability of rolling a 2, 3, or 4. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at how many 2s, 3s, and 4s there are and add them together and put them in this box here for our first number in our fraction or ratio. So I see 1, 2, 1, 3, and 1, 4. So altogether there are 3, 1, 2, 3. If I take the number of 2, 3s, and 4s, there are 3 of them. So just to show you what I'm doing, 1, 2, 3. And how many numbers are there on the die? How many possible ways, numbers that we can get? We might get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 possible numbers we might get when we roll. So this is the probability, and of course, you should know how to reduce or put it in simplest form. When you get to be a certain age and you can use a scientific calculator, then you can click on a certain button to just simplify the ratio or fraction for you, and it does the work for you. So 3 to 6 is the same as 1/2. And this is the probability of rolling a 2, 3, or 4. I hope that was helpful. If you would like more worksheets like this with visuals and supports to help you or your students, please click on the links for Amazon or Teachers Pay Teachers, and you can use these worksheets after the mini lesson and guided practice, and students can use the visuals to help them, and hopefully eventually they'll get the pattern of what to do so that they will be more independent to be able to solve it without the visuals. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. I have included links to other videos here. Please check them out. Thank you.